What would you want people to know about Northern Ireland?
So I would want people to know about Northern Ireland that it's not all bombs and fighting.
We are much more than what people know of this country, which is the conflict, the legacy of the Troubles. My name is Catherine Vaughan, I'm 24 years old and I live in West Belfast and I'm a youth engagement officer. I'm a youth worker and it's my passion.
My name is Joel Keys. I'm a 22-year-old young person from Belfast. I've been doing work politically here for a few years now.
Willkommen in Nordirland. Das ist Belfast. Die Hauptstadt ist ein pulsierendes kulturelles Zentrum mit einem schweren historischen Erbe. Die Stadt war eines der Epizentren des Bürgerkriegs, der sogenannten Troubles. Dieser Begriff beschreibt einen Konflikt zwischen irischen Katholiken und Protestanten, der 30 Jahre andauerte. Die nationalistischen und republikanischen Katholiken treten für ein vereinigtes Irland ein, das unabhängig von der britischen Herrschaft ist, während die protestantischen Unionisten und Loyalisten sich historisch mit der britischen Krone verbunden sehen. 25 Jahre nach dem Ende des Konflikts schreiben ihre Kinder ein neues Kapitel in der Geschichte des Landes und werden dabei immer wieder mit den Schwierigkeiten der Aufarbeitung der nordirischen Vergangenheit konfrontiert.
For the first lot of years of my life, I would have called myself British and British only. As I've grown older, I've come to accept the label Irish. I am an Irish person, I'm a British-Irish person, and beyond that, I'm a unionist. I believe in the idea that we should remain in the union with the United Kingdom. To deny my Irish identity is almost to deny the spirit of uniting these different separate identities together.
When you say you're a Republican, it comes with a lot of flack. You take on a lot of trouble when you say that you're a Republican. I think being a part of this community, you have a lot of elders that have went through the Troubles who can really, tell you stories of what it used to be like, and we can tell them stories of what it's like now, and the experiences are night and day. So I think really learning from the community of things of the past has really helped us as young people not repeat the mistakes that's happened during the conflict.
Der Ursprung des Bürgerkriegs liegt in den jahrhundertelangen Spannungen zwischen Iren und Engländern. Der anglo-irische Vertrag beendete 1921 den irischen Unabhängigkeitskrieg, gründete den irischen Freistaat, das moderne Irland, und erlaubte Nordirland, ein Teil von Großbritannien zu bleiben. 1948 wurde Irland eine Republik und trat aus dem Commonwealth aus. In den folgenden Jahren verschärften sich die Spannungen in Nordirland zwischen denjenigen, die die Vereinigung der beiden Irlands wollten, und denjenigen, die unter britischer Herrschaft bleiben wollten, so sehr, bis Ende der 1960er Jahre ein Konflikt ausbrach. 30 Jahre später setzte das Karfreitagsabkommen dem 3 Jahrzehnte währenden Blutvergießen offiziell ein Ende. Die Narben, die diese Zeit hinterlassen hat, sind noch immer in den Köpfen der Menschen und werden von einer Generation zur nächsten weitergegeben.
We don't really talk about it in our family. It's kind of you're walking on eggshells. Whenever you ask questions, people are usually happy to give you answers. But it's not like sitting around the campfire while your family share stories of the past or while they tell you their memories. It's certainly what is it you want to know and what is the least amount of information I can give you that'll satisfy whatever question it is that you have. In my family and families of people that I know, a lot of them would have been involved in things like paramilitaries. Not always for good reason, but a lot of the time, it's maybe because they saw their best friend was killed at the bar that they go to, and they felt a real sense that there was a real danger on them and their families.
The Troubles had a massive impact on my granny. My granny reared 4 sons as a single parent on her own during the Troubles and watched a lot of people die. My uncle was shot when he was 15 by a soldier, by a rubber bullet, and he had to learn how to walk, talk, feed himself, look after himself. His youth was almost kind of stolen from him, and still to this day it's affecting my uncle. So it's very difficult to kind of leave the past in the past, but when you look at examples and you see how bad it's impacted your family, why would you want to go back?
In den späten 60er Jahren führten die Spannungen zwischen der nationalistischen und der unionistischen Gemeinschaft zu tödlicher Gewalt. In den 70er und 80er Jahren wuchs die Zahl der paramilitärischen Gruppen und damit auch die Zahl der gewalttätigen Übergriffe. Der Konflikt nahm immer mehr die Züge eines Bürgerkriegs an, mit Bombenanschlägen, Attentaten, Straßenkämpfen und Inhaftierung ohne Gerichtsverfahren. Die Folge waren 3.500 Tote und 40.000 Verletzte.
So this is it here. This is my great-granny, Kathleen Clark. She is the second woman down in the middle. She was always out in the front line trying to protect those who were being wrongfully persecuted or discriminated against. Even if the kids didn't belong to her, she would have always said, "That's my son, that's my nephew." She would have been running after them because, you know, kids were being injured as a result, they were being shot, they were in areas that were really unsafe. So this is an important part of my history.
Diese Malereien finden sich auf den Überresten von rund 100 Mauern. Sie wurden in den 4 Ecken der Stadt errichtet, sind als Friedensmauern bekannt und markieren eine Grenze zwischen nationalistischen und unionistischen Vierteln. Die ersten Mauern wurden während des Bürgerkriegs errichtet, aber noch bis 2013, lange nach der Unterzeichnung des Karfreitagsabkommens, wurden weitere gebaut. Einige sind im Laufe der Jahre sogar noch höher geworden, während andere nachts immer noch geschlossen sind. Obwohl die Religion im Leben junger Menschen in Nordirland keine so entscheidende Rolle mehr spielt, sind Catherine und Joel in einer Stadt aufgewachsen, die sich noch immer auf Wahrzeichen stützt, die die eine Gruppe von der anderen trennen soll.
I was told that I couldn't wear an O'Neill's top or a Celtic top or my GA gear walking about the city centre or the Schenkel because I would be a target. I have Irish tattooed on my forearm and I was also told by my father, don't tattoo anything Irish, because it's an identifier. People will know that you're a Catholic. If I walk down the Peace Wall today, you walk on one side of it, which is right, and that's where the Catholics walk, right? And if you walk on the left side of the Peace Wall, you're a Protestant. I walk on this side, and Joel walks on this side, and the cars come between us. I have never walked on that opposite side of the road, because I was told not to.
Die Spaltung gibt es auf allen Ebenen. In den Bezirken Nordirlands, in den Straßenecken von Belfast und auf den Bürgersteigen. In einigen britischen Stadtvierteln wehen paramilitärische Flaggen neben dem Union Jack. Die paramilitärischen Gruppen wurden nach dem Karfreitagsabkommen offiziell aufgelöst. Aber mehr als 40% der jungen Menschen in Nordirland fühlen sich heute noch von ihnen beeinflusst.
They did not disband. That's a fact. They may have destroyed some of their weaponry or whatever, but they are still there, very much. But in this country, when we talk about paramilitaries, there is no nuance when we use this term. It's all very simple. If you're a paramilitary, you're a bad guy who did bad things, and you're one of the evil ones. Yeah, that one. Whenever we're talking about them here, they often talk about them like they're foreign invaders or they're colonizers, but a lot of times it's our uncles or it's our brothers or our cousins, or you know, it's people that we know and have grown up in this area, who are known in the area. Usually highly respected paramilitary members would be highly respected members of their community regardless of whether they were in it or not. So it's hard on a practical level to break up these organisations, because if you have 10 people who've always done crimes together and now it's 10 people who just sometimes do crimes together, it's like it's very, very hard to work with that, especially when you can't come in and force people not to speak to each other again. And it's not like you can take them out and send them back to where they came from because they're from here.
Where I come from, the paramilitaries were dismantled. There is no such thing as the IRA anymore. Yes, we know the IRA existed. There probably still is members of the IRA still alive today. Is it an active paramilitary in my community? No.
Die Generation von Catherine und Joel, die nach dem Abkommen von 1998 geboren wurde, ist als Generation der Friedensbabys bekannt. Sie haben den Konflikt nicht erlebt, zumindest nicht offiziell. Sie sind beide an Projekten beteiligt, die nach dem Friedensabkommen von der EU finanziert wurden, um die Kluft zwischen jungen Menschen auf beiden Seiten der Trennungslinie zu überbrücken.
It frustrates me being referred to as a peace baby generation, because it feels to me very much like, for my generation and younger certainly, peace is here, peace exists. We do not beat each other up for being parts of different communities or for parts of different religions.
I think the term peace babies is overused. We didn't vote for peace. It was the people that came before us that voted for peace. So I feel like my mummy and my grandparents are really the peace babies because it was the peace that was promised to them 25 years ago. I think this generation has had a lot to deal with as a result of the Troubles. The lack of employment opportunities, the lack of aspirations, the depression.
I also think like politicians don't really seem to be interested in our version of peace. And they seem to be very much interested in their own version of peace.
So when you talk about putting a label as peace babies on us, I want to know where the peace is. Where was the opportunities? Where was the support? Like everything that was promised, where is it?
So my perspective now is I want to do my best to turn Northern Ireland into the best version of itself as it can be. And if that doesn't work out, well, then I can go. You know, then I can go, and at least I can go then and say, well, I tried.
It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be tough. No one's going to say it's going to be easy, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it for the future generations to come. They don't deserve to live how we're living now.
I would hope for a country where we pull our head out of our ass and we start selling ourselves for what we're worth, which is a lot.